Hi guys, welcome to Selenium Automation Testing. So today in this video we are going to learn how to use wait in a script. Okay, so there are two types of wait in a Selenium: static wait and a dynamic wait. Okay, the use of wait is sometimes what happen guys, when you load your web page, it will take more time to load your complete web page, but your script does not wait for the loading. It will start its execution based on your given command. Okay, it will go on the web page and try to find the web element, but the web page is not loaded completely yet, so it throw an error just like no such element exception, like this. So when a page load on a browser, okay, various web elements on it may load at different time intervals. Means if there is an image, it will take more time as compared to some text box or some button. Okay, so wait command direct a test script. Wait commands direct a test script to pause for a certain time before throwing no such element exception. Okay, so in short, wait is used to handle some exceptions or to ignore some exceptions. Okay, so we will start with the static wait, which use from this class trade.sleep. So let me copy the code from our previously created video, okay, which is WordPress. Let me copy and paste over here. Let me remove this wait. I will start from the 0. Control Shift and F and save. So after launching the web browser, after maximizing the screen, and after launching the URL, because we know after at the time of launching the URL, it will take some time. So after launching the URL, we pause our script for some certain amount of time. So this is the example of static wait. Static wait, okay, using trade class. Okay, so to apply static wait in your script, you need to take help from the trade class. So just write trade.sleep method is there, and we provide wait for the 3 seconds. So we use 3000 and it will throw an error, compile time, not a error, this is the exceptions. Okay, so the meaning for the wait is when you write 1000 means it will wait for the 1 second. Okay, so let me wait, I have one. Okay, go on. 1000 means it will wait for the 1 second. Okay, so in this video I will provide 3000. It means it wait for the 3 seconds. So what happened guys, after maximizing the window, after launching the URL, it will wait for the 3 seconds, and after waiting the 3 seconds, it will start the execution. And when it's wait for the 3 seconds, at that time our script will be loaded completely. Okay, so we provide the wait for the 3 seconds by using trade class, and this is the static wait. Okay, so let me execute the script. After launching the URL, it will wait for the 3 seconds, and then it will start the execution, and in between the 3 seconds our web page is also loaded successfully. Okay, I'm getting some network issue. Just a minute guys, I will check. Okay, I think everything is fine. Control Shift F, Control Save, and let me run one more time. It will launch the Chrome and launch our URL. Okay, so execution is started. Maximize, launch the WordPress. Now it will wait for the 3 seconds, and in between the 3 seconds we got our complete fields, and execution is very nice. We used this email ID in previous video, so that's why we got the error. Okay. let me change this value with some new ID, means Jai, yeah, whatever. Let me save and let me run one more time. Okay, starting Chrome driver, maximize the Chrome, and then it will wait for the 3 seconds, and after 3 seconds it will start the execution. See guys, this will take some time. Okay, so to manage this type of situation we need to provide wait. I think we provide 3 seconds, but it will, okay, still execution is in. Okay, let's wait for the few minutes. Okay, execution is started. It will click on the create your account. Okay, the username is already exist, that's why we get the error. Okay, this is not the matter in this video. Okay, so this is the example of the, we got complete execution. Okay, this is the example of static wait. But most of the time guys, static wait is not a good approach. The disadvantage behind this static wait is that its name says static, means if you provide 10 seconds as a wait, and if your web page is loaded in just 5 seconds, then rest of the 8 seconds will not going to be ignored. Okay, let me tell you one more time. You provide static wait for the 10 seconds, and you get some strong network strength and whatever, but you provide trade.sleep is equal to, sorry, trade.sleep for the 10 seconds, and your web page is loaded in only 3 seconds. So remaining 7 seconds will not be ignored. It will completely wait for the provided 10 seconds, and after the 10 seconds it will start your execution. It will start your script. So if you provide 10 second, 10 second, 10 second so many times, and if your code is more than 100 lines, then it will wait for the at least 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, so that's why trade.sleep is there in a Selenium, static wait is there, but most of the time trade.sleep static wait is not recommended, because it will not ignore if your element is found in just 5 seconds. So rest of the 5 seconds it will not be ignored. It will completely wait for the 10 seconds, and after 10 seconds it will start your execution. So this trade.sleep is present in a Selenium. Okay, but this is not the good approach to use trade.sleep in your script. Okay, because this is the static wait. So to overcome this wait, we have some dynamic wait also, means it's change depend on the situation. Okay, if you provide, we first see implicit wait. Okay, if you provide implicit wait for the 20 seconds, and if your element is found in only 2 seconds, then rest of the 18 seconds will be ignored. It will not wait for the 20 seconds. If your element is found in only 10 seconds, then rest of the 10 seconds will be ignored by the system, by your script. Okay, so the question is how to provide implicit wait in a script. Let me comment out this. So after launching the browser, after maximizing the window, we are provide our implicitly weight in a script. Implicitly weight is a dynamic weight, okay, and it is applicable for all the web element, which is because we are find our element using this driver, and we are also create the implicitly weight using this driver, so it belongs from the same parent. So that's why implicitly weight is applicable for each and every web element on the web page. Okay, so actually there are two types of weight in the implicitly weight also. One weight is only applicable for the page load timeout, and second weight is only for the our elements. So we use implicitly weight for page load. Okay, for the page load timeout, and then for page load and for element. Okay, implicitly weight. Okay, so let's use implicitly weight for the page load timeout. So this weight is provided by the WebDriver interface, so we need to just use it. So we use driver dot manage dot timeouts dot page load timeout method is there. See guys, page load timeout means we are going to provide some timeout. The standard format for page load timeout is 20 seconds, so we use 20. It gets some for data in a long format, so we use 20L. Okay, and this is the timeout, so we use time units dot, we provide the data in a second, so we use 20 seconds. Okay, so it will wait for the 20 second, and after the 20 second, if your web page is not loaded successfully, then it will throw the error, but it will wait for the 20 second. And if your web page is loaded in just 5 seconds, then rest of the 15 second will be ignored. So this is for the page load. Now implicitly wait for all element. So how to use implicitly wait? Okay, so we use driver dot manage dot timeouts dot implicitly wait method is there. See guys, two methods. Okay, set script timeout method is also there, but mostly we use page load timeout and implicitly wait. So we use implicitly wait. Again we provide 15 seconds, so we use 15L, and we use time units class dot, we provide the 15 seconds, so we use 15 second, not microsecond, 15 seconds. Okay, Control Shift F and Control Save. So this is the standard format. This is the dynamic weight. Okay, this dynamic weight is for the page load timeout, and this dynamic weight is used for the each and every web element which is created by this reference variable. Okay, so the sequence is like launch your Chrome, maximize, then okay, we provided the weight before the launching the URL, so that's why it's applicable for the URL. Now if your this element is found in just 2 seconds, but we will provided 15 second. So don't worry. In this case what happened, we provide 15 second, okay, but if your first element is found in only 2 second, then rest of the 13 second will be ignored. For this element, if we provided 15 second, but it will take 10 second, so after 10 second it will found the element and perform the activity, and the rest of the 5 second will be ignored. Same with this button, same with this text box also. If the element is found in only 1 second, then rest of the 14 second will be ignored. And if our button is found in only 3 second, then rest of the 12 second will be ignored. So this is the best approach to use implicitly wait in your script. So this is the code for the implicitly wait, and this is the code for the implicitly wait also, but this one is for the page load and this one is for the web element. And the standard time is the 20 second for the page load timeout. Let me use Ctrl Shift F to manage my script in a proper format. Let me save and let me run this script. It will execute completely fine because we provided the we provided the wait in our script. So it will launch the Chrome, it will maximize, okay, our wait is applicable. At this time we didn't get no such element exception or anything because we provided very good wait in our script. So as you can see on the screen, it entered data. Okay, we get this error because this name is already used by us only. So let me change the name as well as let me change this one also. We use, let me use this one, Ctrl Shift F, Ctrl save, and let me run it this time. At this time our script will be load successfully and it will execute this script successfully. Okay, launching the URL, then see that it takes some time, but don't worry, we provided the wait in our script, so we didn't get any error. See, it entered username, email ID, password, and clicked on the create your account. So this is the advantage of your implicitly wait. Let me close this. This is the example of use implicitly wait in your script. Okay, so the best approach is use implicitly wait. Don't use this thread.slip. It works in your, if you use this wait, it works no doubt, but it will not ignore rest of the seconds. If your element is found in just 2 seconds, then rest of the 1 second will not be ignored. But in this case, if you provide 10 seconds and if your element is found in only 2 seconds, then rest of the 13 seconds will be ignored. So this is the best approach, and this is the way how to use dynamic wait for the page and dynamic wait for the web element in your script. Okay, so this wait is applicable for each and every element on the web page which is created by this reference variable. Okay, so I will create a new video for this fluent wait. Fluent wait is applicable for only one single element. This is the difference between implicitly wait and fluent wait. Implicitly wait is applicable for each and every element on the web page, while fluent wait is applicable for only single element. Okay, so don't worry guys, I will create a new video on only fluent wait. So I hope guys you get some idea from this video which wait is good for your script and how to implement wait in your script. So if you like this video guys, then please click on the like icon and subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much for watching this video guys. I will create a new video for the fluent wait also. So thank you so much for watching this video guys. Thank you.